The left's favorite ATM machine is running out of customers.
A new report showing that New York's share of millionaires has fallen from over 12.7% to just over 8.5% in the past decade, costing the state nearly $11 billion in lost tax revenue.
Today, the top 1% of earners pay about 45% of all of New York's income taxes. But socialist Mayor Zohran Mamdani says the wealthy should still do, quote, a little bit more to help fund his agenda.
I've been very clear about the fact that we live in the wealthiest city in the wealthiest country in the history of the world, and it's unacceptable that 1 in 4 New Yorkers are living in poverty. And I believe that the wealthiest can do a little bit more to ensure that everyone can afford to live here.
Joining us now, the Heritage Foundation chief economist, E.J. Antoni. Always good to see you, E.J. This is your bread and butter stuff, okay? And the mayor, these leftists always want you to do just a little bit more. Their definition of little, of course, tends to be gargantuan, usually. What's going to happen? The trend has already started, it looks like, E.J. What's going to happen when Mamdani hits the accelerator on socialism in NYC?
Well, Brian, do more of the same, expect more of the same results, right? I mean, it would be insanity, I think, as Albert Einstein said, to do the same thing over and over again and somehow expect a different result here. And at the end of the day, it really is offensive when you hear this kind of garbage out of the mouth of the mayor, because what he's essentially saying to these high income, to these high net worth New Yorkers is, can't you just do more to fix my mistakes and my predecessors' mistakes, right? Can't I just take a little bit more of your hide to pay for the things that I want to do, which again are just more of the same? And the fact that he is insisting on doing more of the same after so many years of seeing that it doesn't work, I mean, it's offensive.
EJ, census data shows that millions of Americans are fleeing from high-tax hellholes, you know, sewage lagoons like New York, California. But CNBC has put together this tasty little list of the 10 worst states to live in. They're all red, all Republican. The worst state in the country to live in is Tennessee. Second, Texas, Indiana, Louisiana, Georgia, Utah, Missouri, Alabama, Oklahoma, and Arkansas. And it must be they want you to pay high taxes but get an abortion.
Yes.
That was the only thing.
Yes.
That seemed to be the thing that they were most concerned about. Abortions and high taxes.
Yep.
That would equal a great state.
You know, Dagan, this one kind of leaves you scratching your heads and wondering, are literally tens of millions of Americans just gluttons for punishment then, if they are all moving to the worst places in the country? Because that's exactly what's happening. Tens of millions of Americans are moving to these places. They are moving to states like Texas, like Tennessee, like Utah, like Florida, right? These are the destinations where the people who leave states like New York, like Massachusetts, like Illinois, like California, people are fleeing those blue states by the millions, and they're moving to the red states. Look, if you want to know how somebody really feels about different public policies, don't even necessarily ask how do they vote at the ballot box. Ask how do they vote with their feet. And the answer there is they're leaving the blue states and they're going to the red states. And you know, these journalism majors can say whatever they want about the red states. They can call them the worst places to live or whatever. But at the end of the day, that's what people are choosing.
Yeah, read the fine print on these surveys and rankings, because this one, Dagan actually nailed it. Everything leftist is good and everything that's slightly conservative is terrible.